Today, we decode every planet and zodiac symbol. We are talking about some of the most confusing parts of astrology for beginners, which is the symbols. When you look at a birth chart, it is full of circles, lines, curves, arrows, and shapes. It looks like a secret code, but once you learn what the symbols mean, the chart becomes a language that your brain can actually read. Welcome back to Astrology Decoded. If you are new here, I'm Feliciana Soul, your guide through this full astrology curriculum. Before we go any further, make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications because learning astrology is much easier when you take these lessons in order. Let's start with the planets. Each planet has a symbol that represents its energy. These symbols are called glyphs. You will see them in every chart, and they help you recognize which planet you are looking at without reading any words. Once you learn the symbols, your chart stops feeling overwhelming because the shapes begin to make sense. A sun looks like a circle with a dot in the center. The moon looks like a crescent shape. Mercury is a circle with horns on top and a small cross underneath. Venus is the circle with the cross at the bottom. Mars is a circle with the arrow pointing out and upward. Jupiter looks like a curved number 4. Saturn looks like a curved line resting on a cross. Uranus has 2 lines rising up from a circle in the center. Neptune looks like a trident, and Pluto combines a circle, a crescent, and a cross, all in one symbol. While I read these, take a moment to think about which planet glyph you already recognize. You can tell me in the comments. I love seeing which symbols people pick up first. Now, let's move to the zodiac signs. These symbols appear around the outside edge of every birth chart. The 12 signs each have their own shape, and many of them come from mythology or from the natural world. Just like the planets, each zodiac sign has a symbol that represents its energy. When you look at the outer rim of a birth chart, these are the shapes you will notice first. Once you begin to recognize them, you will be able to spot your own placements much faster. Aries looks like 2 curved horns. Taurus looks like the head of a bull. Gemini looks like the number 2. Cancer looks like 2 spirals facing each other. Leo looks like a curved tail. Virgo looks like the letter M with a loop at the end. Libra looks like a rising sun resting on a line. Scorpio looks like the letter M with a stinger pointing upward. Sagittarius looks like an arrow pointing toward the sky. Capricorn looks like a V shape that curves into a loop. Aquarius looks like 2 waves of water. Pisces looks like 2 fish swimming in opposite directions. If you already know the symbol for your sun sign, type it in the comments. It is always interesting to see which signs show up the most in each episode. Here is what matters. The more you see these symbols, the faster your brain connects them to meaning. You do not need to memorize all of them at once. You will learn them naturally through repetition. The goal right now is simply to recognize the shapes. Now that you have seen the symbols for the planets and the zodiac signs, here is the important part. These symbols are not random drawings. They each come from a deeper meaning connected to mythology, astronomy, and the natural world. Even if you forget a shape at first, your brain starts to recognize them the more you look at charts. The key to learning astrology is repetition. Every time you open your chart, you will see these symbols in the same places. Over time, your mind will begin to tie each shape to the planet or sign it represents. At some point, you will not even think about it. You will look at the symbol and instantly know what it means. Let me give you a quick example of how symbols help you read your chart. Imagine you see the Mars symbol sitting inside the sign of Capricorn. You do not have to read anything. You already know this is Mars in Capricorn. The symbol for Mars tells you the planet. The symbol for Capricorn tells you the sign. This is how reading astrology becomes faster and more natural. If this example makes sense to you, let me know in the comments. Once you understand the symbols, the birth chart begins to feel much less intimidating. Many beginners get stuck because they try to read the whole chart at once. You do not need to do that. Start with the symbols. Recognize what planet you are looking at. Recognize which sign it sits in. That alone is the foundation for everything else you will learn in this curriculum. So here's your homework. Pull up your birth chart and take a moment to see how many symbols you can identify on your own. Do not worry about reading anything yet. Simply notice the shapes, notice the planets, notice the zodiac signs. Your only goal today is recognition. The more charts you look at, the faster this becomes second nature. If you want to, share in the comments which symbols you found the easiest to remember. I love hearing which ones stand out for you because everyone is different. Some people remember the moon symbol first. Others recognize Mars or Sagittarius right away. There is no right or wrong answer. You are just training your eyes to see the language of astrology. So in the next lesson, we will take everything you learned today and apply it directly to the chart wheel. This is where the symbols start to come alive. When you understand where each planet sits and which sign it is in, you begin to see the chart as a full story instead of scattered pieces. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this episode helped you understand the symbols more clearly, let me know in the comments. Your feedback helps me shape the rest of this curriculum, and I love hearing what is starting to make sense for you. I am Feliciana Soul. This is Astrology Decoded. Make sure you subscribe so you do not miss the next lesson. Turn on your notifications, follow the curriculum in order, and take your time with each step. Learning astrology is a journey. You do not need to rush. And I'll see you in the next episode.